अगर आप भी यूएस के अंदर बिजनेस शुरू करना चाहते हैं लेकिन आपको बिल्कुल नहीं आइडिया कि कौन से स्टेट के अंदर हम बिजनेस शुरू करें, कौन से स्टेट के अंदर अपनी एलएलसी फाइल करें और टैक्सेस किस तरह फाइल होते हैं, टैक्सेस क्या आपको देने जरूरी हैं, अगर आप पाकिस्तान, इंडिया, बांग्लादेश, यूएई कहाँ पे भी बैठे हैं तो आपको टैक्सेस किस तरह फाइल करने हैं और यहाँ आपने देने भी हैं या नहीं। तो इस वीडियो में आप लोगों को मैंने पूरा बताया फ्रॉम ए टू जेड। इंक्यूनिट के फाउंडर बॉब को मैंने उनका इंटरव्यू लिया है और उन्होंने इंटरव्यू के दौरान ए से लेके जेड तक हर चीज़ें क्लियर की हैं और मैं आपको रिकमेंड करूंगा कि ये वीडियो आप आखिर तक देखें बिकॉज इसके अंदर बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं जो आप लोगों को कोई और नहीं बताएगा और बहुत सारी मिसकंसेप्शंस हैं जो हम लोगों ने खुद क्लियर की हैं, जैसे कि आपको 2025 के अंदर क्यों एलएलसी बनानी चाहिए और यूएस के अंदर ही क्यों बनानी चाहिए, कौन सा टेट अच्छा रहता है, कितने में एलएलसी बनती है, आईटीआई चाहिए नहीं चाहिए, ए टू जेड आपके हर सवाल का जवाब आपको इस वीडियो में मिल जाएगा। आखिर तक बनी रहिए और ये वीडियो को आखिर तक देखें।
First of all, I'm glad you actually invited me to talk about the whole topic. I'm quite excited to share what I know. And I do want to start with actually why people start a new business, especially in the US, because there are 55 million new companies being started in the US every single year. It's a crazy number. And why do people start is ideal customer profile. So e-commerce owners usually start a business in the US because the US has the largest spending economy in the world. If you start a new business on Amazon, Etsy, eBay, these are all great options for you to earn an extra income or maybe even quit your job and start a new e-commerce business.
For sure, yeah.
And it's all online. You don't have to move to US. You don't have to come to US to do anything. So e-commerce is definitely one of the things that people start a new business for. Also, entrepreneurs and solopreneurs, I think we heard many of them increase in the number over the past 4 or 5 years after the pandemic. People live anywhere in the world, but they have a business that is online. So those individuals usually start a business in the US because they don't have to pay taxes in the US. And if they're traveling enough, they don't have to pay taxes to any country in the world. So that's why I usually starting a new business is making a lot of sense to people after the pandemic. And US is
it does make a lot of sense because when you see like past 4 to 5 years, it went really quickly, and plus the things that are changing in the technological world, in the business world, it's like we never know in the next day what's going to happen. So as you mentioned, like a lot of people, when they want to register a business, they go to the USA and they register business. I personally think that's an ease of business, like ease of making your LLC. You can, with just couple of clicks, with the, like for example, with your company, we can easily just go and make sure to file an LLC with a couple of minutes. As if they want to do by themselves, it's going to take a lot of time. So I think that's why people are preferring USA as compared to other countries.
Exactly. Starting an LLC is definitely the most cost-efficient way you can go with. And starting a business in the US takes roughly 24 hours, which is a big flexibility for anyone that is concerned about the time or the resources they want to spend. US would be the fastest and the easiest since they have been doing this for many years now.
Oh, so when it comes to the USA, what state do you prefer to open your LLC? Because a lot of beginners say that if you're opening our LLC in Delaware, there is no sales tax. In Florida, there is no income tax. But generally, when you are planning the whole taxation, like the start of the year or the end of the year, you're gonna know that there are some taxes that are still that you have to pay. So, what would be your recommendation?
I will fix one of the misconceptions, something that people wrongly know about US. If you don't live physically in the United States, you don't have to worry about the state income tax or state personal taxes. Only if you live in the US physically, you will pay the Florida whatever tax it is or Wyoming whatever tax it is.
Yeah.
But if you're not living inside the US and you have an LLC in Wyoming, you're not paying any state taxes other than small maintenance fees that keeps your company open throughout the year. That's it.
So I think it is a misconception. People are choosing Delaware or Florida. But how about the states? Like, do you prefer any state to go on? Like, for example, I'm new. I don't know anything about business. I want to open my LLC. Which state should I choose? Like specifically?
Number one, and definitely my favorite choice, Wyoming. It's cheaper to maintain than Delaware. It has all the advantages Delaware can offer, and it's so much easier to start in Delaware and maintain it cheap rather than doing it in Delaware.
Oh, so it means that as an Amazon FBA seller, if you start in Wyoming, it's cheaper as well, and they can. So how much is it gonna cost, like for a beginner, to open a US LLC in
Um,
Wyoming?
so if you're starting a new on Amazon or any of the platforms and you need an LLC, you don't actually only need the LLC. You need three things. You need an LLC, you need a tax number, and you need a bank account. So your business is actually operating. And those three things roughly cost $400 to $500, and that's a one-time fee. So it's not a yearly fee. You paid once, you get all these, and you have it for the rest of your life.
That sounds perfect. But imagine like I have my LLC, I have every single thing. I want to open my Payoneer account or I want to open my PayPal account. They ask for the
Mhm.
ITIN number. So what's that basically? So it's an important for a foreigner to have an ITN, or without we can easily go and open a PayPal account.
To open a PayPal account, you must have a company if you're not doing it on a personal level. And when you have a company, you have a number called EIN. EIN is an employer identification number, and which is your tax number for the company. And as long as you have your EIN, you can open a PayPal or Payoneer account on behalf of your company. But if you want to open a personal PayPal account for, let's say, Paul or Ibrahim, you have to own an ITIN, which is a tax number for your personal information, which is not hard to get if you have a company in the US. We also provide ITIN services too. But in most cases, I don't suggest my clients to go and get an ITIN because it's expensive. Plus, most cases, they don't really need it.
And that's such a nice explanation by you. And now I actually want to mention a very specific problem, very general problem that every other person, every other Amazon seller has. I have my LLC. It's been 12 months. How can I pay my taxes? What are the steps? Should I pay my taxes if I don't have any income generated on that LLC? What's the process?
Okay. So no matter what your income is, even if you're making $0 or $1 million a year, you have to submit your taxes to the government. That doesn't mean you're necessarily paying taxes, but on two levels, federal and state level, you have to file your taxes. Federal level is what you said, IRS. And in most cases, if you don't have any clients living in the US and paying you regularly, you don't even have to pay taxes to the US. But you have to let IRS know that you have a company which is operating and making money, which is a different process. On the state level, you just have to pay your yearly fees, which is for Wyoming, it's roughly $200 a year. And that will keep you safe and sound. You don't have to pay any taxes to the state government.
Oh, that's a very good explanation by you, because I right now, a lot of things, the small thing does matter. Like a lot of people are watching this video from Pakistan or India or UAE specifically. While filing my company, should I add my residential address in the UAE, or should I buy a residential address? Because that's the most important. People have the problem. Like, for example, if I'm from Pakistan, I'm living in Pakistan right now. I want to file a company with Incunit. And what address should I use? Should I buy the address of the USA, or should I use my own address?
I think that's the beauty about what we provide. We provide you with the address from the moment we start your LLC. So we start your LLC with an address. Yeah, that we start your LLC with an address that we provide for your LLC. So you will have an address. Any mail comes in, we have secretary over there that can actually scan it and send it to you online. So you will have a simple address that you can use.
So you guys do charge on the monthly basis, on the yearly basis, on the address?
No. It's a one-time fee when you start it, and every year we charge you $100 if you want to keep the address alive.
I think a person who's making $5,000 a month, 6,000, this is nothing for them, in order to sustain the company and the address as well. Yeah.
It's $7 a month. It's $7 a month, and if you don't need the address to have any of the mail forwarding services, you can reduce it to $5 a month. So the best we could do.
Yeah, for sure. And the second last question I'm about to ask you is like, for example, there are a lot of people from different countries. So if we, in order to make an LLC in any state, some
Mhm.
people are watching from India, some are from Pakistan. Do you think there is any kind of restriction on these countries? Like we cannot make an LLC, or from globally we can make the LLC? It's very
Oh
easy.
no. Oh no, no, no. So that's another misconception
Yeah, yeah,
that I
exactly.
like saying. There are a few countries in the world that, yes, they're not really allowed to start an LLC in the US, not because of the country, but because of the situation they're in.
I
Like
got it. I got
Syria,
it. I got it.
they were in war for the longest time. So if you're residing in Syria, living physically there, it's harder to start an LLC.
Hmm.
But anyone can start an LLC and have a US address through Incunit, and we can bypass these problems.
That sounds amazing. And I personally think the last question would be, why would you recommend using Incunit? Because how it's different than other service
Of
providers?
course.
Because
Um,
when you see in the market, there are a lot of people like offering the same thing, right? As you're
exactly.
most aware of this thing. So I want to know what makes Incunit different. So any other people can come to Incunit. Okay, let's file my LLC right now, and after 20 hours, my LLC is ready.
So one of the main differences is the other services that you see online, they offer you a yearly fee, like you're starting your LLC from scratch every year because they want to make the money out of you every single year. What Incunit provides is we only provide essential services, one-time fees, and you're not paying anything extra that you don't know. And you will get all your bills. You will know how much is going to the government and how much Incunit will make out of the transaction you made. So the transparency is definitely one thing that our customers are choosing us for. And also, we provide you a complete service. So we're not giving you an LLC without an address, without an EIN, without a bank account. We can actually provide every single step and also connect you with an accountant to provide you with tax consultation, which is completely free.
Oh, that's a point plus that nobody else does, right? And the last
Exactly.
question and the final question would be, if anybody wants to have their company through Incunit, they file their LLC through Incunit, how they're gonna do? What are the 5 steps or 4 steps like to file a company with the Incunit?
Of course. So once they go into Google, type in incunit.com and find our website, we just have one single button that says get started. And that button will take you to a form that is 2 pages, quite short. You will put in your name, your current address, what your company type should be, an LLC or C Corp. By the way, for most people, it will be an LLC, just to make sure. And once they click, they will see that we just take them through the payment phase, and in 24 hours, their company documentations, government officiated, will be sent out to you through a secure link.
Oh, that's amazing. Through the email, right?
Exactly. It will be through the email, and once your LLC is set, you will have an account opened on our website, and you will be able to see everything like your documents, your tax dates on the platform.
That sounds amazing and fast. And the last thing and the final thing about to ask you, I keep saying last thing, but yeah, this is gonna be the final thing. How about the customer service? Like for example, if I get anything wrong, like my address, I don't know how to do. I'm a beginner from India, from Pakistan, from anywhere. So what
Mhm.
is the customer service? Are you guys available through live chatbot or live email? What's the scenario here, basically?
So every 5 clients that we get daily is assigned to a different account manager at Incunit. So you'll have an account manager that is assigned to your case 24/7, and you are guaranteed to get a reply from us in 24 hours, no matter what it is, including weekends, holidays, and everything.
Oh, that solves the problem then. Yeah,
Exactly.
most of the time, if anybody else wants, any person out there wants to, for example, they want to know different kind of form names while filing their taxes, or if they want any kind of help from a tax advisor, they are not available there. And most of the websites do not have their email, do not have their live chat board. They only have one option, which is live call. And making an international call from anywhere in this world is a little bit expensive, you know that. So people don't take that courage and they make the call. But I think that would be really good for my people who are watching this video to go through this Incunit and file their company. And I would definitely encourage all of you to go through this and file this company, because the thing is that these are the main concept that we discussed. And if these things are really into it, then for sure, like anybody else wanted to file the company with Incunit. That's the thing.
I mean, if you're starting a new business in 2025, US and a couple other countries in European Asian would be probably the best choices. But in my opinion, with the ease of use and with how fast and how efficient can be, that's why we do Incunit with US. If you're starting an e-commerce business, and if you're not selling in US, you're definitely losing on profit.
Yeah, for sure. And also opening your own bank accounts. And then there's a lot of things that you can do when you have a bank account in the USA. You can get credit, loans, a lot of things from the US government, while starting a business. So I think that's the best thing for a beginner to start. And yeah.
We have a partnership with two of the large enterprise banks in the US, which provides you to get a bank account for your business without even traveling into the US. So that's one of the main advantages that we offer. Usually when you're opening a new bank account in the US, you have to be physically in the branch, signing the paperwork. But with our partnerships, we can actually do it from the ease of your home. You don't even have to worry about signing a single paper.
So after any person makes an LLC, so there is an option to make a bank account, or should they reach out to you through via email or something?
No. Every single packages that we have on our website, we have 3 of them. At least they have the tax number and bank account opening for you. So we will have your tax account ready and also bank account ready.
Oh, that sounds perfect. And I think that was it, explaining from A to Z how you can start a business in the USA, and specifically why you should use Incunit, and what are the terms and conditions of filing taxes in the USA, especially in 2025. And you explained really well. And thank you so much for being here, Bob.
Of course. Just to add a little thing, if you started a business in the US, what would it cost you roughly to maintain it over a year or over the years? Is if you start a Wyoming LLC, you will roughly pay $300 to $400 every year on tax filings, keeping your address, and keeping your company compliant with the state and federal governments. So if you're looking at how much this is going to cost me a year, I would say roughly $300 to $400 a year.
So you prefer Wyoming all over the states like Florida or like Delaware?
I definitely prefer Wyoming because they have a system where entrepreneurs and people all around the world can actually reach out to, even if they don't work with Incunit. So if they have any problems, they can actually talk to Wyoming government. But with Florida and other states, since they're really large, it's hard to find someone to talk to or solve your problems with.
That's a new piece of information from you, by the way.
Definitely. That's why I prefer Wyoming. It's efficient, cheap, always there for you. And it's also easy to shut down if things didn't work out. So everything points out Wyoming on my end.
Okay, perfect. And I think that was it from A to Z. We explained every single thing in this video, like how we can open a business in 2025 and what are the tax rules and implementation. And further, if anybody else wanted to file their LLC with the Incunit, I'll leave the link in the description. Check out the Incunit, because I think this is the greatest service out there, and you can easily just file in like a couple of hours, right? So that's the biggest advantage you guys have there, literally.
We will definitely provide all the free consultation and help people out. We're not here to start them a company. We're first here to actually understand their situation and see if it's the right move. But thank you so much for all the kind words.
Thank you so much, Bob, and see you then. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Yeah.